this is Cara. It is day 15 of Mix It Up May and day 78 of the 100-day project. So let's see what we're going to do today. Use ink sprays. And lace. Okay. I'm gonna go think of things. We used ink sprays, but it wasn't because I drew it. Like, we used mica stain and we've used sprayed backgrounds, but I don't think I've done anything, with me drawing it out of the bucket, if that makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna do a think. I'll be back. Okay, we are going to dye some lace using ink sprays, and then we're gonna make something. Isn't that clever? Okay, so I pulled out colors that match the palette kits. So for pink, I pulled out Tattered Rose and Spun Sugar. And these are oxides. I have one ink, what's it called? Spray stain pulled out, just because I have more oxides than spray stains. You can use whatever. If you use oxides, it'll have a more milky consistency. If you have stains, it'll be true color. I hope that makes sense. But I'm using oxides because that's mainly what I have. Okay, browns. I pulled out, I think I pulled out, antique linen, which, I mean, that's basically like this cream color anyway, but we'll go with it. So maybe we'll bump it up to vintage photo. I don't know. Pull those out. For yellow, I pulled out Fossilized Amber Scattered Straw. And for my orange, I have Rusty Hinge and Crackling Campfire. Alright. Oh, and red. Where'd red go? Fired Brick. Okay. Sort of, I mean, it's basically, I'm going to do the same thing that I would do if I'm dyeing seam binding, but with lace. So I have these pieces. I don't know. Should I? So I have quite a few colors. Maybe cut a couple in half. I just took fabric scraps or lace scraps from my lace scrap bucket. Cut a couple of these apart. So we're almost wrapping up May, and I'm still going to be working on the 100 days. This is a weird piece. It's like weird. In June, since I'm a little behind, even though June 3rd is officially when 100 days finishes, I'm going to get a couple more of this, or more of these type. So anyway, finished my 100 days. I think I have about 18 to 20 more days to go. So I'm thinking for my remainder of my 100-day challenge, I'm going to make a few bigger projects, and we'll use the stuff that we made to decorate those projects. I think I'm going to make at least one signature journal, if not more, and a folio. If you have items that you would like to see me make during that time, let me know if you have a project idea that you would like to see. Okay. Let's try this one. All right. Decisions. Shakety shake. I think I'll do, I don't know, one. How many do I have? 1, 2. I don't think I'm going to do antique linen. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's do like at least one of each color. I mean, one would, like, I could just do 4 or 5. It'd be fine. Anyway, I'm rambling. Shake it up. You don't have to shake spray stain, but you do have to shake. Spray some. I'm going to get messy with this. You could wear gloves. And you're just going to spray your lace. You can add water, and that'll help move things around too. And then there we go. Then you're going to just set this aside and let it dry. Well, look at, now you have lace that coordinates with the project you're making. That's kind of fun. All right, so I need a drying rack. I don't know where to put it. Okay. I really need to clean my craft room. I picked it up the other day. I know. If you were watching from January when I said, oh, I'm going to do a monthly cleanup, well, yeah, I recorded, what, 2 of them? I only edited and posted 1 of them. One I had clips of in a different video, but I'm way behind on that. That's something I'll continue, I think, once the 100 days is over. It's just kind of been a lot with 100 days. What was that? What did we do? Was that spun sugar or tattered rose? I think that was, oh my gosh. That's tattered rose. That looks kind of peachy pink. Okay, so this is spun sugar. Let's do the same. Oh, my squirter. My squirters. There we go. Come on. Come on. Be my friend. Come on. I'm not gonna do a couple and then I'll show you the finish result. You don't, I'm sure you don't want to sit and watch me make a mess with all of the colors. But I will, like, the water really does kind of help get it moving and groove it. Show you the end result. Come on, there we go. And you can make it so that it's, you know, doesn't have consistent color. That's a fun look too. You could add 2 colors. It's up to you. Kind of mix your colors. But see how this is milky? If I had the spun sugar spray stain, it would not have that as milky of a look. Oh, come on. I need to get a new spray bottle. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let's get this little guy back here. And then he's gonna sit and dry. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I was thinking while I was cleaning up, and if I were to do this with, let's say, preschool kids or people who don't want to get their fingers messy, you can also use re-inkers. Put your lace in a little Ziploc bag and a little bit of the re-inker and go squishy squish, and then it would do the same thing, and you won't get it on your fingers. That's an option. You would have to use several bags or rinse out the bag each time, but that's one way to not, or wear gloves. All right, back to dyeing. All right, everything is dry. I made a few more. I figured if I was getting inky, I might as well make more than just 1 of each color. So some of them have 2 of each color, but yeah, I think they look pretty cute. Yeah. And this one I used mica stain. I was just curious if it would show any of the shimmer, and I don't think so, but it's still a pretty color. So yeah, so now I have all these to play with. Okay, so I had to do some thinking as to something a bit different that I don't think I've ever made, but I've seen it on Pinterest and places. And that is to make little dangles using these leather, I think they're meant for leather clasps. Do you like my hands? Sorry, I washed and washed. This is as good as it gets. I don't know the name of them. If you know the name, let me know in the comments. But they're usually meant for leather if you're making a bracelet so that you can then add the connector. I bought these on Amazon. I can link, if I can find it, the set that I bought. Okay, so what I thought we could do is use these, or you can just use ball pins. It works the same, but I just thought to kind of mix it up a little bit. And since I had them in my stash and I think I've used it once, it would be kind of fun to use them. So what I thought is we could make these little dangles with a piece of the lace and some basic, just whatever scraps of paper you want that coordinate with the piece. So I've made a few off camera. My dogs are barking. I'm not sure. What is it? I was going to say maybe the pool guy, but no. So yeah, so I just have a couple scraps, and then I added a charm. For this one, I added a button. And then this one, I just used my crocodile, punched a hole through the paper, and then added the button. So this one doesn't have that little clampy thing, whatever it's called. And there's this one with brown. And unfortunately, I don't have any more of the bronze ball pins, or I would have added that. And I'm noticing that this one, they kind of cut a little wonky. And then there's this one. Pink, whoops. And I think I made another yellow. This one. So you can decide if you want to rip the bottoms or if you want to make a fishtail. Yeah. And you can, you know, you don't have to add, you wouldn't have to add a charm. You could add like a floral and however you want to do it. But this just was kind of my idea. Okay, so let's make a couple together. All right, so I backed my paper on cardstock just because it was on printer paper. And the other thing I did, since I had a bunch of ink, is I took some scrap paper and some book pages and I just kind of mopped it up in the color so that I can have these if I want the color, you know, in the future. And so I thought it would be kind of a fun background layer to this. All right, I'm going to ink this up. These are kind of similar to the dangles we made the other day. I mean, you could round the edges too, just like those. You could add words just like those. So it's very similar. It's just I'm adding lace today. Okay, and then I have this one that is yellow. Cut a piece of that. Then we'll take one of these clampy bits. I don't know what it's called. And the other thing you'll need is a flat plier so you can smush. Because, I mean, you can probably maybe do it with your fingers, but I found it way easier with the pliers. And then it gives it a nice snug clamp there. And then if you want to add a charm or a button or whatever to dangle down, I have this big pair of scissors that I had in my stash. And how cute is that? And then that can just dangle off the side of a page, or it could even dangle on a different embellishment. Just really cute. Maybe one a little shorter so you can see the paper behind. Yeah, cute. All right, let's do another one. So I have some of the book page, kind of not in the what is this, tattered rose color, but a darker color. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's ink this up a little bit. Oops, trying to ink with my lid on it. Oh, Cara. And then layer this up. Another one of these. These little clampy things make for a quick project, which is nice. And ball pen. They have this fun little heart dangle. And there we go. Whoops. Come on. Yeah. Cute. Alright, so that's my quick little make using lace and spray inks. What was it? Oh, it was lace and ink sprays. So there we go. My lace has been sprayed by the ink sprays. So not only do we have lace that is dyed in fun colors, we also made little dangles that we can use. Cute. Alright, let me know what your thoughts are about today's little make, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderfully crafty day. Bye-bye.